The woman had just finished filling the bathtub
Packages.
when an unfamiliar man burst into the room.
Sorry, you're in the wrong
You've got the wrong place. Before she could process what was happening, he shoved her violently into the wall. She was on the verge of questioning his motives, but he clamped his hand over her lips. Stay silent. Do you understand? I've got money, it's all in cash. Where is it? Katie then unlocked the safe. She grabbed piles of cash and expensive jewelry. She assumed he would leave once paid, but he suddenly drew a weapon. He threatened to harm her family if she talked. They would target her loved ones. Katie numbly agreed, yet he immediately knocked her unconscious. Finally, he stole everything and vanished. The following day, Katie found herself waking up on the floor as fear took hold of her. Her unlawful activities might come to light. She decided against contacting the authorities and tended to her injuries by herself indoors. Throughout that period, she never left her apartment even once until a fortnight had passed, when she spotted the gang's wanted notice. In the daily paper, she understood. The thief who took her money was locked up, with no reason to be scared anymore. Katie hurriedly put on her best outfit. Then she reached out to each of her players, hoping to get the card games going again. She aimed to recover what had been taken from her. As it happened, Katie ran a secret gambling operation. All the people anyone sitting at her table was wealthy or influential. From gratuities, she earned a fortune. In half a year, her tips totaled $87 million. She rose to become a leading poker event planner, globally. Yet before stepping into this realm, Katie had once been a competitive skier. A severe accident occurred, causing critical damage to her spine, ending her athletic career prematurely. She then took up bartending as her new profession. With her excellent interpersonal abilities, she blended in seamlessly and even drew the notice of a client called Dean. He sought a sharp woman to serve as his assistant, so Katie tended the bar in the evenings, while by day, she visited Dean's workspace to sort his documents. A fortnight after, Dean handed her a roster of affluent connections and instructed her to message each individually, asking them to join the evening poker session. This event transformed her life forever. Katie showed up at the casino ahead of time. Once she prepared the room with the dealer, she stayed for the attendees. The participants came in steadily, and everyone gave Katie $10,000 that covered the night's participation cost. Once the game began, she soon understood. They were indifferent to winning or losing, regardless of whether their cards were strong or weak. They pushed all their chips forward. They solely sought the adrenaline rush. Once the game concluded, Katie's priorities had shifted entirely. In a single night, she pocketed $8,000 that exceeded her former monthly income. After experiencing that victory, she left her bartending job without hesitation. She threw herself completely into the gaming world. To boost her earnings, she started recruiting fresh players. Initially, she targeted nightclub staff and requested they scout for wealthy gamblers who enjoyed high-stakes betting. She handed out $500 for each referral they brought in. Next, she approached standard casino employees with a $1,000 bounty per new recruit. Thanks to her hustle, the player count kept growing. Her tips skyrocketed as a result. She purchased her own home and high-end vehicles. This made Dean feel insecure. He understood. The casino was gradually escaping his grasp. Thus, he withheld Katie's paycheck, claiming the company was struggling. The amount was just over $1,000. Yet she sensed if he could seize her wages, her tips would be next. So the following day, she booked a lavish suite and shelled out 10 grand for a pro card handler. When it came to stunning bartenders and top-shelf cigars, she had everything lined up. Once all was set, she pinged every player and shared the updated venue. Right before the game kicked off, she declared her solo move. The room went dead silent. Katie saw it coming. She faced the man standing before her. As McGuire announced it was time to start, the rest of the players quickly settled into their chairs. He turned out to be a famous Hollywood actor. Many of the participants were there just for him. The observant Katie had picked up on this earlier, so she had secretly teamed up with McGuire beforehand. The following day, once the game went without a hitch, she sought advice from a legal expert on the guidelines. Since she merely gathered pointers and didn't take any share from the pot, her business was fully legitimate. Her operation quickly expanded. She earned a massive amount. However, the participants grew increasingly complex. Each person had their own agenda. It wasn't just about fun anymore. Two players stood out to Katie. One was Brian, who never won. Since he began playing here, he had not won a single time. He lost hundreds of thousands weekly, yet he always returned. Later, Katie discovered he ran his own foundation. Despite losing millions, he secured $40 million in investments for it. The other player was Harlan, who never lost. He played cautiously and avoided going all in. Perhaps his wins were small each time, but he never faced a loss. However, one evening he was defeated by newcomer Brian. Brian glanced at his hand and pushed all his chips forward. Harlan, who had never faced him before, was shocked. After pausing, he decided to fold. Then Brian showed his cards, and they turned out to be the worst at the table. The mocking laughter around him cut deep, even though the loss was just a few grand. It completely broke Harlan's spirit. From that point on, he spiraled and couldn't stop losing. He lost all his money and ended up owing Katie $12 million. She believed he would stop gambling. Yet the following week, Harlan came back with a $2 million check. The funds were loaned by McGuire. The agreement stated once Harlan cleared his debt, for the upcoming 2 years, half his earnings would belong to McGuire. If he failed, he would bear the loss alone. What made Katie even more furious was McGuire managing Harlan's wagers. They teamed up to swindle people. This was blatant deception. If exposed, Katie's reputation would be destroyed. She demanded McGuire quit, but this just provoked him further and plunged her from life's high point into utter despair. These men prefer playing cards with me, not you. Be that as it may, you know who comes out on top in this game. It's definitely you. You know who takes second place. Look, it's still you. We might want to discuss limiting your tips.